Spare Parodies, Part 2. Oh, thanks, mate. Right. It was back to school time, and, we went to this great private school, and the matrons, they were so bloody hot. Oh, we wanted to marry them. They would wash our hair in these porcelain baths and drizzle the water on and give us scalp massages. I'm telling you, it was pretty awesome. And I was in love with this one of them. She was so beautiful. And the boys, we would all compare each other's weenies. Some were circumcised, some wasn't. And, we called each other the Cavaliers and the Roundheads. Yes, well, normal stuff, boys, normal stuff. Really, look it up. It's not weird at all. One of the matrons was not hot. Her name was Pat. She was not hot at all. Sorry, Pat. She was frazzled and greasy. And she was so arthritic and in so much pain, she had to descend the stairs backwards. Oh, poor girl, poor girl. Yes. I took joy in making people laugh. And if I could make Pat laugh, then I knew I was having a good day. And yeah, so that's how I became a comedian, as I am right now, as you can see. Cheerio. Pat was a tortoise, and we were tree frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. I told you I was funny. At school, we had the grub table, and you would have the opal fruits. Don't you dare call them Starburst. They're called opal fruits. And I would just love sugar. From an early age, I used to like to drink. I believe I was throwing back delicious vodka at an early age. But when you needed a rush, if you couldn't get your hands on a bottle of vodka, I would just smush a whole packet of opal fruits in my mouth, smush them together, and just gush them down, and the sugar would rush into your bloodstream, and you'd... Oh, that felt great. Just give me some frickin' opal fruits right now. I'll quit this whole book for a packet of opal fruits. They're not Starbursts. Stop with that. Real talk, the press was mad. Total hysteria at every turn. They were not fair to us. Just because I was born into a royal family, you think that means that I deserve this?
Think again, Buster.
Anyhow, we took a trip to Africa with Pa. It was a, very important trip. We were going to go meet Nelson Mandela and the Spice Girls. Pa really needed some positive headlines right about now. And this was a great, Nelson Mandela and the Spice Girls, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what you want if you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna win a ring bong. Yes, so if you want my future, then you got to accept my past. It was a very deep message. You have to really dissect. They were peace warriors. They were fighting and striving for great things as they shook their booties out there in those mini skirts. It was a great message. I had a thing for Ginger Spice. Oh, wowie, wowie. She had worn the Union Jack dress, I think. My memory a little foggy, as usual. Oh boy, one ginger to another. Baby Spice pinched my cheeks so hard in a 17-inch platform boots. And I thought this gig was starting to look a little bit sweet. Pa tried. He was kind of a laughing stock most of the time. There was one time, after all the unpleasantness, where I would say, "Hey, Pa, I'm going to bed." And he'd say, "I'll be right there, darling boy." And he always came up there, and he sat by my bedside, and I was afraid of the dark. And he would tickle my cheek until I fell asleep, every time. And that was just purely beautiful. He was proud, although he wouldn't say it. But he would write it in a letter. He didn't want to say it, so you'd be standing face to face with him, and he'd just... "Here you go, boy, here's a note, wink, wink." And you'd read it later, and he would allude to being proud. So that was pretty good for a Brit. Not bad, actually. Nelson Mandela, Spice Girls, Nelson Mandela, they were one and the same. We want peace. That's what we want.